What's going on, Fail Road Express? This is Joshua Thomas, and we're here playing another Stanley Parable. So let's go through here. I'm just going to speed run through here all the way to that escape hallway.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Well, that's exactly where I'll go.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Show you some more of this stuff. The future was yesterday. Tomorrow is now. Tomorrow. Complete today's unfinished agenda items. Right next to today's agenda. Reflect. Targets. Push for funding for R&D of new coffee machine. Standardize graphs. No. Cost efficient. Not cost efficient. Get Chris out of the broom closet. Synergize papers. Oh, no, I'm not going to do that. Ongoing, hire someone to synergize papers. Papers are too synergized.
Stanley just stood there doing nothing at all. He seems to think I have nothing better to do with my time than to sit around and describe every fascinating little detail of his inability to do anything. This is why Stanley and I are on such good terms.
Papers are too synergized. Fire paper guy. Hire somebody to fire the paper synergizer guy. Who moved my desk? Please keep the targets on the topic of... And then it's blurred out. Okay. Alright, we're going to move on. Solving interpersonal conflict. Ooh, what's that? Pretty. What are your dreams for the future? Nature. Transcend. Plant life. Football. Less air. Less air. Pollution. Tips for not getting fire. Talk less. Don't. Alright. Here we go. Skipping the closet this time. Go upstairs.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
And I got into the bathroom last time. Is it locked again? Yep, it's locked again. Alright. Here we go.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Funny thing is, if I type this in before he's done giving it, he'll make me wait, because he says I'm too impatient.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
One of these days I'm going to put in the wrong... I should have put in the wrong key code to see what happened. Still nothing over here. Of course there's not. Go to the escape. These electrics. Loading. I've sang that for years and years, ever since discs replaced cartridges for video games. I've been singing that loading song.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Alright, here we go. Yellow symbols.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Not happening this time. I went in there, tried to press a bunch of buttons. couldn't figure it out. There's got to be something you can do in there, but I'm not going to go there this time.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
I don't believe you, but if you're correct, I want to see this. Running down the hallway.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Yes! Oh my goodness. What is it? Oh my goodness. I'm going. Oh my god, was that it? Was that really it? Like I've fallen into a new level. Oh my goodness! What?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this life is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life.
No, I don't.
Farewell, Stanley.
Oh, there's gonna be a way to here. How do I jump? Okay, bye. What?
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
What? What happened to Bradley? What happened to my narrator, Bradley? What's going on here? Oh my goodness. The Stanley Parable. What is this? Oh my goodness. There was another cap. Okay, alright, let's keep going forward. This is obviously the only way.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
What is this?
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
What? Oh, this is really cool. This is my office. Office layout. This is really cool. Alright. Office layout. Corridor. Passing of this opening section was important to get right. This corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the two doors in a good time. Okay, whatever. The two doors. The set of two open doors was the very first concrete piece of the Stanley Parable's design. Once this room was created, the rest of the game emerged as an extension of it, an exploration of the contradiction this room posed. Okay, it's kind of hard to read that sometimes. Doors. The office doors. Nice, okay. There's still no jump button. Anyway. Oh, what is this? Button sounds. Cool. What else have I missed? This is computer right here. I'm so glad I didn't guys. Stanley's computer. Okay. Filing cabinets. Office computers. Okay. It's still too small to read. It's too small. Ooh, it turned back on. Okay, interesting. There's more places to go. Credits. We made it to the credits. The Stanley Parable credits. And the impeccable Kevin writing as the narrator. Oh, his name's Kevin. I'm still going to call him Bradley, because Kevin's the name of the guy who played the narrator, right? Boss's office. Or as I like to call it, the boss. What? There's different things here. Different. This is good. I don't know where to go next. Oh my goodness. Office clock. Okay. Keep going. There's so many different places to go. Oh my goodness. Freedom. What was that? Countdown desk. One of the desks from an earlier version of the countdown ending. It showed something. What? It's gonna pop back up. Is that the sequence to press buttons in? 32? Okay, whatever. So many different things. This is like a true ending. It's ending. I'll come back here later sometime and read all this stuff. Zending model. Interesting. The game is now paused. Begin the game again. Resume. Oh, escape screen. Oh, the Zending covers. I want to press them. Oh, okay. Ooh, I don't want to go in there yet. That looks like an ending or something. Ooh. Meeting room. Maintenance layout. Flow of the hallways following the first two doors was important. I'm not gonna read it. I'm gonna bore you guys by reading everything. Interesting. Second choice. Doorway to maintenance in the lounge and the original back on track option. There's a vent. What about this? The vent. Try that out sometime. I didn't know about the vent. Alright, let's keep looking around. It's counting down. I have to see what this goes to. Oh, that's so cool. Okay. Apartment timer. The cargo lift. Oh, so many places that I haven't been yet. I don't know if I'm getting spoilers or what. I don't care. The office. The lounge. I might have to go to that place that looks like the ending. Game design. I've probably already confused myself as to where I've been, where I haven't been. Different offices. Not stupid office. Narrator. Ooh. Question. New result. Oh, I could sit there and read that all day. Once again. All right, here we go. There's some more stuff. Some stuff I haven't been to. What? So many different options. I feel like I'm getting spoilers here. Maintenance room. Okay, we came back to the beginning. Let's This is so neat. Narrator outtakes.
Stanley stood on the roof. Stanley pushed the number 6. And finally, he pushed the number 9.
It's so faint I can hardly hear.
Then he pushed the number 8.
Okay. This is... Alright, found the exit, guys.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
What? There's only one option to do.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now. It'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time...
Yeah, I think he got crushed that time. Hello? Do I have Bradley back? Moving around, don't see anything. Okay. Alright, people, I'm just going to end it there. I'm going to escape and begin the game again, or go to the menu. Alright, people, that was the escape path for the Stanley Parable. Thanks for watching, and be sure to check out the next Stanley Parable, and be sure to click on the links at the end of this video. Like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, everyone. Catch you next time.